Good, good evening, everyone. Welcome again to another Monday practice with Reverend Jorge. Me. Welcome. Um, uh, I've just unwinded a little myself. The traffic's still a little busy lately here in Phoenix, Arizona. So I thought I'd never make it, but everything flows perfectly when you trust. So, welcome everyone to Monday's practice. I'm Reverend Jorge at Creative Living Fellowship. I'm a staff minister there and here in Phoenix, Arizona. And every Monday we dedicate these 30 minutes for to learn to understand and review a different spiritual practice. And I trying to connect it with the theme of the month and the topic on Sunday's talk. And this month has been all October has been around the giving of forgiveness, which is giving and receiving a relationship, and we have been exploring different aspects of forgiveness during the whole month of October. So this today Monday is the last Monday of the October. Although I know we are in November 1st, I know. Happy Halloween to everyone. And so we are here to finish with this. We have been exploring the practice of trust, a practice there's a type of awakening, I call it, or awareness. Sorry, that showed us as a way to connect with the concept of trust and realize that trust is always around us and be present at the time. So this Monday practice, the intention is to find a practice that you can do every time at the day, that you can remember, that you can practice it at any moment. I know mostly when you talk spiritual practice, you talk about prayer, meditation, mantras, some yoga positions. But as well, there are many simple practices that you can stop 5 minutes during the day or in a moment where you need to reconnect, do it. So you are more acting and not responding, and more proactive as well, from a perspective of God's perspective, from a perspective of oneness, and a perspective of a more higher perspective that just continue running the life and unconscious. That's the importance of spiritual practice. Meditations that way, mantras take you in that way, so that you always be connected, always remember that oneness with yourself. And so from that, acting and responding to the world, and practically be living and alive. So say this practice being all around trust, and I choose this one because in particular in forgiveness, you hear all the time that, and in many other talks, that trust in God, God's provide, give it to God, just trust in God. But in our world, in this world that form and three reality, trust is an aspect that is very, very, very difficult, because we put our trust in people, in situations, in other aspects, and sometimes the things don't the way we think, and we feel that trust fell apart. So yes, we have this. We have problems with our partners. We have jobs issues. Or bosses, or governments, and you name it, and that affect our feeling of trust. But trusting in God is different. God is always there, is always present. So this awareness The intention is to return to that awareness that we can trust in God. That God is always present, that God is always there, and we can trust that yes, God's going to support us, orient us, guide us, so that we can move forward in life in a better, more positive way. So I'm seeing that people are already entered, and so I'm going to move into the chat to say hello to everyone. Oh, what happened here? Session. Sorry, some technical difficulties here with the chat. Come on, my computer's kind of locked. Sorry, I don't know what is going on with my computer. It seems like I cannot make the chat, and I'm sorry. I'm going to say hello to the people I'm reading here with your heart. Robin Sherry, welcome. Flannery and April, you back, and I think I can see someone here. It's almost blocked here, and Sharon, I think it is too. So welcome. I really don't know what is this blocking, but welcome everyone, and I'm very happy to have you all over here. Let's see the computer move, and it seems like the signal is also giving me a hard time right now. Well, okay. I've been all day challenged by life, and to prove me that we just can trust that all these things were going to work. So I'm sorry for don't be able to connect with the chat. I don't know what's going on with the software, and hoping is working. And but let's start with the practice. That's where I really were here. So as I say, this practice I call it awareness. It's not meditation or a guided meditation. It's actually something that I want you to learn a little about that, so that you can remember during the day and bring that awareness to your moment of the day. So we can live in a better option. I really don't understand this. So I have windows popping up all around me. So I'm just going to trust that it's moving forward, and we have a good signal, and we are continue life. So from this awareness, just take a deep breath. I really need it. And relax. And with every breath, just allow yourself to release and give it back to God, all the worries, all the things that happen during the day, all these overwhelmed situations with the traffic, with the inner cyber traffic, with the little windows popping up, just giving everything. A deep breath. And with every breath, calling for that peace, the peace that is God. And remember that no matter what happened in this world, we always can return to this presence by breathing. And I want you to return to that presence. They feel that presence. That it's all good. It's all good. Take another deep breath. Take another deep breath. Take another deep breath. And now that we are, release everything and reconnect with the presence. That presence that we are all the time. Consciousness and unconsciousness is always ever present. Just continue looking at the way you breathe. Take that breathing. Don't try to control it. Just let breathe yourself the natural way. The natural way you breathe is perfect. I want you to look at, place all your attention in the way you breathe and start enjoy them. Start enjoy to look at your breathing. It also start enjoying that moment, the time you take in the air and the way you release it. Start look at with gratitude, with joy. Take awareness of that breathing, how gentle, how loving its process is. Take a deep process. Feel this process. Enjoy the moment of the breathing, of looking at your breathing. The process that how gentle is, that how sweet is this process to you, to your body, and to the environment that you are. Look at that process that is so times we are not aware of it, but it's always there. This relationship of giving and receiving, like it is forgiveness, like it's everything in our lives. That is this union that we have with God, that this unity that we have with God is based in the relationship of giving and receiving. And our breathing process, the way we take air and we release it, is a giving and receiving. It's this sweet and gentle process. And now I want you to take an awareness that there is always air around you to sustain, to support this process of breathing. It's always ever present there. That's why we don't think about it. And it's abundantly. It's abundant all around us. Take a deep breath and release it. And back to the natural and slow and beautiful way that you breathe. And look at how much one abundant of air is all around you. And it's always been there and always been present and always been joyful. So with every breath that you take, you always know there is enough air for you. There is nothing lacking that is going to be missing, that you have to worry, that you have to be concerned. No. There is no time in your own personal history where there was missing air. Including when you were under the water, you still have an air in your lungs. It's always present in our lives, bringing life, that support that we need to make that everything in our bodies work. That air is always there, always present, and always in relationship with us, with every breath that we take and we give back. And it's unlimited. And it's always available. And that's why the trust base starts. This is the cornerstone of this practice. To be aware that with every breath, we trust in the air that we always is present, that always sustains us, that always is there for us. As I say, there is no time to worry. There is no worry that maybe tomorrow there is no air. That maybe in 1 hour I may take a breath or not. No. Our bodies already know that. Our body knows and just relax in the process. We neither forcing our breathings. We just could pass all day without thinking about any breath that we take. Our bodies trust, and we trust. We know that. Our self, our true self knows that. And this is exactly the same awareness that we have with God. We are one with God. God is always present, like the air since we were born, always sustained in us, always given us whatever is needed and enough and beyond to support us, to guide us, to take us for our greatest good. The same way that the air that enters in our body supplies everything that is needed for our body's work and make the other aspects of our bodies work perfectly. And yet, our bodies also knows every organ function works perfectly and beautiful and in a gentle and loving way. And our bodies trust that. We trust in that. And we know that, or trust. And we are living in this trust, in God trust. So every time that we take a deep breath and we are conscious of that breathing, or in a moment that in our moments of our lifetime we felt that, something is overwhelming, like a software, like a stream software, we just take a deep breath and we remember that we can trust that everything is moving forward. that I can say, yes, God, and trust in you. I don't know what is best, but I can trust. In the same way that I know that the air that I'm taking is taking all into my body for my greatest good of my body. The same thing with the trust in God. Now I want you to rest for a moment in silence, observing, just look at your breathing, how gentle it is, how soft, how loving is all this process of breathing. Now we can feel the peace of really know that as our body knows that it's sustained and supported by all the air, then abundant air around it, that always can take a deep breath and a breath, simple breathing. We can do the same thing with God. That the abundance of God is always present in us, that God is always unlimited present in our lives, in ourselves. And we are having this relationship of giving and receiving, like taking a deep breath. And to close this breathing and trust practice, I just want to say thank you. I want you to feel our hearts are full of gratitude. Just by knowing that our bodies are doing the perfect process to keep us living and living our highest good. They're doing that, our bodies process are so perfect and trustful that we don't have to worry. Let's be grateful that we are being sustained through the air that we breathe, the food that we take, the thoughts what we think, and most of all that we are sustained by God. Let's say thank you. And our trust that it's getting stronger and stronger like the way we breathe. I'm very grateful. So every time that you take a deep breath, say thank you. Because I'm alive and I'm being sustained and I'm being supported by an abundant presence that is life, that is light, that is everything. And just I can see the trust work, everything back again in their place. So I just want to read you for a moment. If you are there, if you can write something. How you feel right now? Have you practiced this during the week? Have you remembered to breathe and trust in God in any moment of your days? Just tell me a little. I like your feedback. And while that happened, I know there's somebody eager to share. If you're looking this after this live session and you're streaming, I would love that you leave a thumbs up or a like. Oh, breathing easy. I love that. Thank you, Flannery. So give us a thumbs up. And if you are new to Creator Level Fellowship at this channel, subscribe. This is a great option so you can subscribe and push the notification button so you can receive all the notification of the great activities we do here. Thank you, Flannery, for your reply. I really feel that we can breathe easy, that we can see you breathing. I had the best example at the beginning of the session. Reverend Sherry. Yes, trusting God constantly and continuously. Exactly. Exactly. It's just like breathing. It's just like take a deep breath. That's what I love this exercise. That's always loved it since I learned it. Because the moment we feel that we are in fear or we are worried too much in the future, which is basically we are not trusting in God. So just take a deep breath and say, and trust the way that my body trusts. Well, I'm going to wait more than 1 minute. Don't be shy. But I'm glad to see that everything is working. That proves myself. And again, I have the certitude. The trust in God is all perfect, always falls in perfection. Well, I feel right now very at peace. Like I'm very embraced by the love of God. Always love these sessions. I'd really love to practice with all of you and to have this time, these 30 minutes of practice and exploring different practice. Sharon, is it to stop and appreciate breathing? Exactly. That's the point. And remember, there's trust. So when you are in a process of forgiveness, we explore that all this month, and you're doing this, sometimes in forgiveness, they take a lot of our energy, and we found a lot of resistance. So just take a deep breath and trust in God and trust in the process you're doing. Because ultimately, and through forgiveness, we get liberation, we get free. And part of that is trusting in God and this relationship we have permanently and constantly. So we are at 2 minutes to finish the session. And I know that all of you are doing something nice and after this meeting. And so I only want to say 2 more things. And this space is supported by Creator Living Fellowship. And if you find it very important, and if you want to support Creator Living Fellowship, there is 2 ways that you can support it. One is through the PayPal option, or you can text your support to the phone number that is show up in the chat. Yes, we can do many ways, and if your support is well appreciated. And thank you for that. Thank you also for all your support. Thank you for staying connected with me and through CLFs and through YouTube and Facebook. And I appreciate that. I really appreciate all your comments, and I always come back and respond. And I love to read all of you. And finally, we have another many other options here and opportunities to participate and be part of this amazing community. One is the Monday to Friday, noon time of Arizona mountain time. We have a midday meditation. It's around 10 minutes of 27 minutes of meditation. It's a wonderful time so that to practice meditation, to practice a wonderful and a deep spiritual practice. And it is a perfect time for take a break and reconnect with God, so we can continue connected with God the rest of the day, and to release the things that sometimes make us crazy before noon. As well, on tomorrow, Tuesday, Reverend Sherry has a connectionist time. I think it's 6:30. Sorry, I forgot the time. But go to our website at creative11fellowship.com and look up for all the events that are public over there. And also we have on Saturdays Ernest Holmes book study, and I really recommend it. I love Ernest Holmes, and it's the father of religious science or church. So this is a great option to learn more about the principles and the founder. So I think that's all for me right now. Thank you for all your support. Thank you for all the love that I receive about you, and you have all my love for you. And here we are together to grow and to practice. Have a good night, everyone, and love you all. Bye bye.